Hello everybody. Well, I had a video that I posted, or excuse me, I was filming, and I dropped my phone, which means it shut off and I have to start all over again. That's really upsetting, but it will not hinder me. I will persevere. I want to show you the back of this vehicle. As I was stating in the previous video, I started the rotating of the compost, and what we're going to do now is put some carbon-based material in it and also add some more organic material, some of these coffee grounds, as you can see. And look, the clothing is gone. Beautiful Feet Ministries picked it up, and now they have even more clothing, and I have some more clothing for them too to pick up. So this clothing drive is going rather well. Thank you everybody again at work. Starbucks team, you're amazing. You are helping women, children, and men stay warm this winter. And today is a proven fact of how cold it might be, because it is rather chilly out here. I have experienced a lot colder situations. Let's take a look at the sky real quick. I'll show you what I mean. And now this time make sure I don't knock my phone out of my hand. But as you can see, it is quite grey out here. Sorry about the vehicle that just passed. They had music playing. But it's quite grey out here, and it looks like England. And so anyways, let's get these coffee grounds out and get straight into it. And I'll show you the compost, because the previous video I'm just going to have to delete, and we'll just start with this one. Alright, got all that out. And if all of you notice if I'm out of breath, one of the things I have a tendency to do is lag. I will admit to that. Remember, I try to go ahead and do a confession every single video, and I lag. So what I do is I hustle my backside and get it done, because the longer you think about it, well, guess what? It doesn't get done. And all the times we stand around thinking about what needs to be done, we could be getting it done. So let's get this done. Honestly, who needs the gym when you could be lugging nearly 20-pound kilo bags of coffee grounds? It's about 60 pounds a bag, if not more sometimes. I do not need the gym, because I do all this laborious work, and it's even more fulfilling than going to the gym, and that's saying a lot for me. All right, let's move these over to the compost. Okay, so moved all that. That was a little laborious, but got done. And look at this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags of coffee grounds. And what's nice is that working at a coffee shop, I'm able to accumulate easily about 20 bags, if not more, a week. That's how much coffee has gone through in just 7 days. I think I'm putting that very generously. I think it's possibly more than that, considering that I don't work necessarily every day. So you can get quite a bit of coffee grounds at your local coffee shop. Starbucks does not mind parting with them. When you do pick them up, I would encourage you, make sure they're not putting other articles in there like trash and whatnot, because you really don't want that inside your the coffee grounds. So now we're going to go ahead and take a couple of these bags. Sorry about the chopper going by. Sounds like a helicopter going by and making all that ruckus. And I need to kind of put a move on here, because from what I understand what the weather report said, it's going to rain again today. I can actually hear, maybe that's just the wind blowing the droplets off the leaves. Anyways, let's move some of these over to the compost. All right, got here in my hand plastic bags full of we call it carbon material. This is like hand towels and paper and whatnot. Got some right here as well, and got more clothing. Some right there, right there. There's a pair of shoes I tossed back here. Forgive the state of my vehicle. I do plan on cleaning this out. You know what? I might just incorporate this in the vehicle. We've got a construction going on next door. Isn't that lovely? Lots of activity today. Moving right along. We've got Harmony. She's keeping me busy. Whoops, dropped the bag here. Let's go ahead and football this all the way to the fence. Watch out, Harmony, it's coming through. Goal! Look at that. Go Manchester United. All right, let's travel along here and put this carbon material right by the compost, and I'll drag over a couple of bags of those coffee grounds. And you know what, if you are ever looking to keep warm during these chilly days, just go ahead and log bags and bags and loads of coffee grounds. So what I'm going to do is empty this out right there into the compost. Look at that. See that? Voila! Right there. And this will go in there as well as soon as I get that off of there. That's like a sticker. I don't think I want that in there. But I'm going to toss that in there. I'm going to put a little bit more because I've got so much organic material. We want to make sure that it's going to have plenty of carbon to balance everything out. So let's go ahead and put some organic material in there. I'm also going to toss in some kitchen scraps. You're going to find that. I'm going to do that actually right now. So check this out. All right, let's grab those chicken scraps. And I think I've shown you guys this in the previous videos. I have these bins that had kitty litter in them. And these are fantastic. You just drill holes along the side and on the top. Help some air get in there. You can throw your kitchen scraps in there along with some carbon material as well. And let it break down. And once they're full, you can just take them right on over to your compost. Since they've already been breaking down whilst in these bins, it'll help speed up the process of creating that wonderful compost and soil. I'm going to drag one of these over. Let's go ahead and grab this right now. More carbon material right there, but look at this. Here's this organic material in one of these bins. And if you look, you'll see some of these soldier fly larvae. The weather has cooled down some, so they've come up to the surface inside this bin. And they're going to help continually break this down, but they're not going to last long once it heats up. They're going to perish, but they will add more carbon-based material, more organic material to the compost. So we're going to dump that in right now. I thought I would grab my gloves, garden gloves, to continue on with this, but I wanted you guys to see these guys. Look at this. Look at them. Look at them. Aren't they in? This is just too much. Look at it. Look at these guys. They just got fed, and I've got food cooking in the kitchen right now because I am going to be rather hungry after this. Look at them. They're all comfy. There we go. Hi guys. Look at the tongue sticking out. Look at this. What is it with me and acquiring black cats? It's so strange. I've got more black cats than I do non-black cats. I got a little mixer there with Panda. As you can see why I call him Panda. Anyways, let's grab these gloves really quick. Got my gloves. Let's do that. I'm wondering if I should grab this. You know what? It wouldn't hurt to grab it. I did some sifting of some more compost. It goes through 2 siftings. I think you guys recall me mentioning that. It goes through the first sifting stage, which is in that wheelie bin right there. And I'm going to take this pan that has some more carbon-based material in it. Look at that. That's wood. Just leave that in there as well. I guess we can grab that. Let's grab that right now. And I'll just dump this in here with it. Harmony's keeping me company. She always does. Drop that in there. That's all that's left. And then I'll show you guys what I sifted really quick last night. Look at that. Look at that. And what I added to this as well was some bone meal and some fish fertilizer as well, with a little bit of garden lime, not too much. We don't want to change the pH too drastically on that because we are growing vegetables. What else did I add in there? I think that was pretty much it. Some bone meal, some fish fertilizer. Oh, and I added some of this in it too as well. I don't know if you heard that little screech from one of the cats. Harmony does not like her siblings hanging out. She gets rather jealous. I added this right here. Organic hummus and manure. Right there. So I think I might toss some of that in there. Maybe not. No, I think I'll just leave this for now. Because I'm getting quite hungry and I still got a few things. You know what? I'm going to just do it regardless. I should grab these gloves. I keep forgetting these. Alright, let's grab this and move along here. Take this on over. I gotta hurry up because it is going to rain and I'd like to get that lovely rain all throughout the compost. Well, more than likely I'll use what rain I've gathered in one of the cat bins. I mentioned the litter bins, and I'll use that and pour it right in there, and that way we'll put just a little bit of water. We don't need to put much because it's very damp out here as it is. Alright, let's continue on. What I did is I mixed it in a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of this in on top of it, And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this carbon-based material, see if I can crack open this bag, show you exactly what we have in here. You know what? You know what's in there. All right, I'm trying to do this with one hand. Not capable of doing it with one hand. I need both my hands. So let's go ahead and continue on. I hear you, rain. I hear you. All right, and I want to show you this. Look at that. So I threw some more of the carbon-based material on that. Do you see these hand towels right here, right? They're bunched up. You don't need to actually tear up sometimes newspaper or hand towels. You want them bunched up because what they'll do is create these little pockets of air. And with the moisture in the air in there, it'll help produce, that whole aeration thing. So your compost isn't becoming microbic and starts to smell like a sewage heap, which is really nasty, and that will attract like the unwanted pests you really don't want. Those creepy crawlies, like they call them out here water bugs, and they're all over the place, but to me they're just giant cockroaches, and I personally cannot stand cockroaches. You have to understand, I'm absolutely pro-life, but cockroaches are absolutely repulsive. They're just disgusting creatures. They cannibalize their dead. Their young eats the feces that the adults leave behind. They're just, they're so foul. I know they're nature's cleanup crew, but man, they have no problem infiltrating your home, your food. They're disgusting. So this will help keep those unwanted pests away. And it also will not attract the larger mammals that come out at night, such as your possums and whatnot. So this is going to be amazing. I can't wait. And as you can see, it's already really starting to break down a little bit. Look at all that. And there aren't a lot of creepy crawlies that you'll see come to the surface because the weather is dropping in temp. So they're going to stay at the bottom a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab that chicken manure and the coffee grounds. Cardboard is always so versatile. I use this with my feet off because I am going to be going inside. Don't want to track in all that debris and nasties at the bottom of my feet. Keep these boots clean. Right, let's go ahead and grab that chicken compost manure. Alright, let's turn on the light. There you are. You come with me. We are going to go ahead and put you in the compost and heat you up. The compost, that is. Moving right along. Moving right along. I should not sing this song because I am not a singer. Alright. Hey, Romeo. Getting a little curious, are you? Got some camera time. Look at you, you big boy. Don't know if you guys remember at the beginning of this year, he was at the vet. Alright, let's continue on. The wobbliness. I'm maneuvering around here filming with one hand. I'm always apologizing about that. I think you guys have become accustomed to my camera rows and whatnot. Chicken compost, down. Coffee grounds, down. Look at that. Boy, that's looking like a lovely recipe, isn't it? Getting all delicious. All right, continuing on. All right, add in the water a little bit. You don't need a lot. Not with this damp weather going on. If any of you are keeping track of the weather here in Fort Worth, Texas, you'll realize don't really need a lot of water to add to your compost. Mother Nature will do the rest for you. So I'm just adding just enough, and this will help activate a lot of things in there. So let's get that out of the way and start covering it up a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Let me see. There we go. Let me back up a little bit. Back up here just a tiny bit, and there you go. See, all covered up. I'm going to clean up the edges right here a little bit, just kind of scoot it in there. And I want to show you something now. I was going to possibly not cover it up, but with the weather being so cold, I want this to really cook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upcycle some of the plastic bin liners that are given to me through a lot of these lawn care services. I get as many contacts as I can of lawn care services and have them tell them, please bring me your grass clippings, your leaves. And guys, if you want free carbon material, get a hold of a lawn care service, and particularly ones that are like self or independent, not ones with a big huge corporation, because the independent ones would be more than happy to swing by your place, and drop off those materials, because it saves them the hassle of having to take it to the local landfill. You don't want it to go to landfill. You do not want that going to the landfill. It can go into your compost, and nature wants it back. So that's perfect. You know, you've got free material, and what's nice, it's me going, hold on a minute, right here. This is one of the liners that they fill their organic material with and their carbon material with. So what I did is I cut it to where it's flat, you know, it's not in a sack form. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to cover that after I give it a little bit more water, because it does need a little bit more water, because since I'm going to cover it and the rain's not going to get to it, I want to make sure there's enough moisture in there to help get this thing cooking and activate it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll possibly throw that piece of cardboard. No, I won't do that, because it still has tape on it and I don't want to do that right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, place it on top of that, and I've got this to hold that down so the wind does not blow it off. Take a look at this. I've been wanting to clean up this garage, and I assure you it was in a much worse state than what you see it now. So what I'm doing is the articles that I have in here, the things that I have in here, I want to try to upcycle as much as humanly possible so they don't go to landfill. I see you, and I did give you some food, so hold on, I'll give you some more food in a minute. I know your dish is empty. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these right here, because there's nothing going on with them right now. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Let's get this off of there. Hold on. All right, done. Oops, let's not break that. Done and done. So I'm going to take this, and I don't know, they're rather long, so I might have to cut them in half. You know, I think I'll do that, and I can just use one and still have a backup. This one right here. See this carpet, the one I'm standing on? It's like a runner. It's like a carpet runner. And they're just sitting in here, not being used, and just gathering up space and making this garage look a lot worse than it should. So the more items I can upcycle, the less go to landfill, and it makes me feel better. So the idea of what I'm doing is I'm treating my residents here in an urban area, in a neighborhood, as if it is already a homestead, because that is the plan. I plan on having a homestead. Get off the grid a little bit, you know, solar panels and all, rainwater catching devices and units. Hello. Oh my God, do you have to dig your claws into my leg? Hold on, I will feed you. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to cut this in half. All right. I need a cutting device. I don't want to use my kitchen shears because that's just pushing it a little too far for me. So let me see if I can find a way of cutting this in half. Looking for a cutting device. Ha ha ha! I think that will work rather well. And this thing is sharp. Look at the serration on that. Ooh, careful now. That knife cut it through like butter. Look at that. Oh wow. All right, moving along. All right, we've got this right here. Let's give this a little bit more watering. Doesn't need much. As I mentioned before, does not need much, because it is quite cold out here and it's already a little damp. I just want to give it just a little tiny drink. You know, like I said, it'll help activate it and get it going along. So let's go ahead and do that. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We're doing it. Fantastic. Okay, so I decided not to get too lazy. And I used that cardboard I showed you. I said I wasn't going to put it on there because it had tape on it, but I felt I was getting a little too lazy. So I went ahead and put the cardboard on there. That'll help trap in most of the heat. We've got this now, like so, which I'm going to place on there. All right. And that's going to go ahead and get covered up. Use those to help hold it down, so that way it does not blow off when it gets windy. Got that right there. Let's go ahead and grab compost thermometer. It's already tempered, as you can see right there. Oops, there we go. Look all the way down. Look at that. It's at about what, 9 Celsius, something to that effect. No, actually about 10 Celsius. But let's go ahead and place it like so. Let's do this carefully. I don't want to bend the prawn on it. and I'm going to push it right in there like so, like this, because there we go. Look at that. And that'll help hold down this makeshift top I made. Let's grab one of these. Throw this on top as well. That'll help. And let's get the other one. I might have to rearrange this a little bit. And throw that one on top as well. Look at that, guys. Look at this. I'm going to pull back. I'll give you a big old view of it. And what's going to happen, let's pull back here. Grab the watering can. That's out of the way. And let's go ahead and do this. All right. Take a look. There you go. See, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be all pretty. You know, Mother Nature isn't vain. She doesn't have to be. She's already beautiful. Ha ha ha. Anyways, but look at that. See? And what that's going to do is just help trap in the heat some. And the bottom right there is open still, but that'll help air get in there. But that'll help keep the heat trapped in. And then I'm able to go ahead and still check the temperature on it. Now this should heat up rather quickly. In about 48 hours, we'll go ahead and check it again. And I'll keep you posted on the heat on this, because I'm actually rather excited. I can't wait for this to really, really break down. It's already broken down quite a bit. So with this rotation, it helps air get in there, as I said before, okay? And it helps, it prevents it from going microbial. Now, I forgot what it's called. There's another word I'm trying to think of, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I need to really start taking notes. I do these videos straight away because, again, I have a tendency to procrastinate, and I learned something about procrastination. Procrastination does not exist. That's not a word that exists. If it's not important to you, you're not going to do it. If it is important to you, you will do it. And a prime example of that is when I heard a motivational speaker give an example of it. If you all were offered, say, $5 million, let's be reasonable, $1 million. $1 million. All you had to do was show up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning at a particular location, and the $4 million is yours. Would you procrastinate? Would you go ahead and go, oh, I've got a few more minutes to sleep in? You would be there. You'd be camping out right now. You'd gather up a tent. You'd have firewood. You would be in that location immediately. There'd be no procrastination. You know why? Because it's important enough to you. And this has become really important to me. And it's also become important to start feeding people. It's also been important for me to do something that I know I personally can follow through on. And I found something I can follow through on, and I like this. I like it a lot. As always, everybody, I encourage you, please hit that like button. You know, go ahead, press it, smash it, look at it until it like cowers down and you've got a thumbs up on it. And as always, like, subscribe, and comment below. Give me your viewpoints. Give me some pointers. Let me know what you're thinking. Another shout out to the team at Starbucks. Guys, you're amazing. You're clothing people. Do you understand how important this truly is? Think about it. Someone is getting clothing that they did not have before because of you. And that's amazing. Commend yourselves on that. This is what I'm talking about. We as a human species, we're a lot better than what we're doing, guys. We're above this nonsense. Let's be good to one another. Treat each other with kindness. And there you go.